Okay then.
Wow, Blake, you rolled a fucking 20.
Yeah, he rolled a 20, so he gets a
literally
description
knows
of every bar.
everything.
I
Yep.
need to know the bars here.
You also know which one tends to get you the best tips. That would be the Twist of Fate and the Dancing Mule. Also, did Spencer die, or is Spencer around again? You have action before anyone else does in the city, since you were let out at night.
Alright, where am I?
In the military district in front of the prison.
Oh. Well. Let's go to that Church of Lyra. Temple, whatever.
It's a small temple. And in fact, when you walk up to it, it initially appears to be a broken down building. Stepping through the door, however, reveals a small but relatively extravagant, you think, for the amount of worshippers. There are a handful of pews, about 3 rows. The holy symbol of Lyra is currently mounted on the wall, a very large one, and from it is spewing out mist that blankets the floor. There's only a couple other people in the temple at the moment, but you're not quite sure if they're actually there, as you see one walk through a wall.
Well, I'm just gonna take a seat.
Surprisingly, the seat is actually real.
It's good news. So can I spot anyone in particular that looks like they would be the head of the establishment?
No, but I see Gorster.
The person you think who would have been the head of the establishment was the person who walked through the side wall.
Ah. That's rude.
There's a couple of other people. Most of them look like peasants. However, at closer inspection, you see that they have little bits of glittering items on them.
Well, I mean, I stopped. That's all I really needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna leave them, I assume there's somewhere to leave money.
Yes, a small triangular-shaped plate underneath the main holy symbol. The plate itself seems to have an ever-shifting amount of coin and denomination inside of it.
I'm gonna leave them 10 platinum.
Indeed.
I mean, it's nighttime, so I assume everything else I need to do is not available.
Only other things you can really do are go drinking and find lodging.
Is the Uxfin Embassy open at this hour?
As they do not sleep, yes.
Haha.
You are going to have to talk to a guard.
Well, I can do that.
And I mean like the Laret guards, not the Uxfin guards.
Is it a particular guard, or is it just any guard?
Just a guard. I'm whispering you something, sorry. Oh yeah, it's a W, not a T. Now I feel like an asshole. If you have other questions, please feel free to ask them while I am typing.
Does this town have a blacksmith?
Yes. In the northeast is the tradesman's, like the actual workshop area. There's also the open-air market where people hawk their goods. for your donation, Spencer.
Okay.
But yeah, down in the Noble District, you can move towards that if you wish. Can I get a perception check from you, however?
Yeah.
On your way to the actual Uxvan embassy, you notice Gorister walking up to certain houses and drawing a mark next to their door.
Well. If I've
And
learned anything about Gorister, I'm gonna let him be.
the mark is two S's overlapped in the shape of a cross, and then a circle drawn over them.
Can I roll a religion check?
Yes.
A double critical fail.
You immediately think you know what this is. This is a symbol used by followers of Bane to mark potential slaves. However,
Oh.
you also know that Bane is a dead power, so you're kind of confused by this situation.
I've got bigger things to do. Gonna let him have his way, whatever he's doing.
And has his way, he does.
I won't pick any fights while I'm here.
It'll be probably about an hour till you can make your way to the Noble District.
Okay.
The guard you're going to have to talk to is the man right here. This man. He looks like he doesn't quite fit in his uniform and the armor that goes with it. Seems very portly. He sits on a stool and looks out next to the controls for the portcullis. Oi, who are you? Walking about at night.
I'm Rick, but who are you?
I'm Alain. I guard this gate every night. Keeps my family in the trade district.
So, how does one get through that gate?
Well, come in a little closer.
Okay.
You've got two options. You either pay me in money or booze.
I'm gonna take out 2 bottles of brandy and present them.
He looks at it, looks at the bottle, uncorks one, takes a sniff, and then a sip. Well, you can pass. Go right on ahead. Just look out for those undead.
All right.
Yes, you may, Landrick. Bagpipes out of tune. I'm going to have you do something right after I handle the embassy. So, the embassy itself is surprisingly not much different than the other buildings in the quarter. It's made of plaster-covered bricks with bits of wood to support the superstructure. The main difference is the various heraldry and, of course, the undead guards.
Well, gonna have a chat with those guards then.
The guards that block your way are the blue-skulled ones. The energy seems to just flow off of their body. One of them looks at you and says, "Hello.
Oh, hey
Not
there.
often I see one of yours here without throwing something. Perhaps you're not from this city."
No, I'm definitely not from here, but you guys are fine.
Good to see someone who understands things. We have some of the most skilled artisans in the world in Oxford. Yet they come down, acting as if we're some sort of mad sorcerers.
Yeah, people just misunderstand.
Simple enough. I am to assume you're here to see the lady.
Sure.
One quick moment. I will ask that you leave your weapon here.
Alright, that's fine.
He takes the weapon and puts it on a rack near the door. You may go in. Hold. And he casts a small sign, and it puts basically a floating symbol above your head. Light blue incandescence. And that should make sure that any of the less intelligent do not see you as a threat.
Just kinda mosey on in.
The inside is very starkly clean, tiled with alternating black, white, and gold. The main room is a small foyer, which then leads to a large oaken door. The door itself is inscribed with something you actually thought you might have seen more of. Various skulls and skeletons, however, they seem to be doing agricultural work instead of the usual murder.
My kind of people.
Stepping through the oak doors is a room with the same tiling and a series of flowing drapes. And sitting on a single chair next to a table that's covered in scrolls is what you would think is a lich. The bones, at least for the face and hands, fully exposed while wearing a full robe. The sockets light up with cool blue light as they. You can see behind the various little bits of tapestry that hang down a number of guards with pale blue light coming through their helmet. Come in, come in. I won't bite.
I mean, I hope not. Kind of weird.
Don't have the muscle for it. She actually laughs at her own attempt at humor.
See, these are my kind of people.
So what do I owe the pleasure? She looks over at you for a second.
Just a curiosity.
So strange to see one of yours here without the old cleave and smite.
I think we, to an extent, have similar ideas.
You wouldn't believe how nice the peasantry has it down there. Well, when Lorik's armies aren't trying to free them from their, what was it they like to call it, servitude?
So, what's the deal with that? Not from around here.
Well, the northern country, Lorik, as you know it, ruled by a steward, a fool of a man. Got it in his head one day that Lathander, of all gods, was still talking to him. Thought that we shouldn't be walking around, letting the people learn instead of whiling their days away in the field. Thought us abominations. We are merely defending ourselves. Our army sits currently across the way of Kondek. Should they make another push, we will take a city. I am here to negotiate so that there is as minimal loss of life and, she gestures to herself, unlife as possible.
That seems like a pretty good call.
We're to have a meeting in the coming days. I and my entourage, as well as a few representatives from the mage nation of Whistling, as well as a duke who's come back with a rather interesting claim.
Ah, that guy.
You know him?
I can take a guess.
Young man, blonde hair, cold eyes, has a right hand, likes to go around in the middle of the night.
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
Well, the Duke thinks he's got royal blood in him. Says he's got a way to prove it.
Oh, does he?
Not quite sure what way to prove it, but I can tell you one thing. He tried to cast a charm on me. Man doesn't know that being, as she sort of gestures to herself, as I am, renders us immune to such magics.
So I assume by what you said earlier, then the war is not going in your favor.
The war is actually going in our favor, very much so. The Vosges, are you familiar with them?
Not really.
Large amalgams of recently dead, thrown together to make a golem, their souls allowed to leave, of course. Golem stands oftentimes 30 meters tall. Well-made ones can punch right through a castle wall.
How do you make one of those?
Kassan and his council often oversee the creation of them.
And who is Kassan?
Kassan's the leader of Uxfin, has been for the past near millennia.
I'm a bit out of the loop.
Understandable. Not many people know of Uxfin unless they live there. And by know of, I mean the intricacies, not the, oh, it's a land of skeletons and slavery.
So is it mostly skeletons?
Hmm.
Do the
I'd
living
wager
live
about
there in any way?
60%. Common citizens are allowed to pursue any vocation they choose, allowed to choose undeath inside their shell or to be let free.
Hmm.
We do not raid villages and take slaves, as I'm sure you've seen the posters around the city.
I generally don't pay attention to those things.
Know this, though, that if they do try to push again, we will take a city. We will kill any of the military there, any who resist, and then allow the peasantry, or those who have submitted, to live freely in their homes, leaving behind the old corpses of the aggressors to act as their servants.
That's kind of a win-win.
I know, and if the peasantry wasn't so, forgive me, stupid, they'd never support the war in the first place.
So you said there's a lot of artisans in Uxman?
Yes, those who choose to live on after their natural lifespan are often well learned, well practiced. She actually reaches over to stands up and moves over to a weapon rack. Brings a sword off of it, the blade itself reflecting the pale light of the room. On it, a series of runes that, as she passes a skeletal hand over it, flare up with brilliant cobalt light. Took a man 2 years to make this sword. And then she demonstrates it by cutting the table next to her clean in half. The edges of the cut are frosted over.
Oh. It's kind of a shame that that just sits on a rack over there.
It's my personal blade.
Ah.
Husband made it for me about 50 years ago.
So, How does one get one of those blades made?
Usually military service, or a large amount of coin.
Good to know. I assume someone like me wouldn't necessarily be welcome in Uxfin.
Even our people have prejudices. Those who are paladins are often seen as aggressors. You wouldn't have to worry after explaining yourself, you'd just be met with distrust.
Yeah, I think we have some similar ideals.
Indeed. A war between nations is not what we need when the land is dying further north.
Yeah, you'd think that Lorik would have better things to do.
You'd think that. But men in power, especially those who stand to lose it due to age, or perhaps in this case succession, are rash and foolish.
So other than the war, is there any other major events going on? I'm very out of the loop, as I've said.
Wizelin's been meeting with some strange people. Uh, People who fly in boxes of metal.
That's new to me.
Some of our diviners have seen it. We've even seen one of them buzz the Grand Spire.
Do you have any idea what they are?
When we try to look in, the vision is blurred, hard to make out. They seem humanoid, fleshy variety.
I wonder where Whistling would get something like that.
Who knows? I've also heard of them going into the corpse. Not Whistling themselves, the metal vehicles.
That's different.
Especially for people who are of the fleshy persuasion. Blood taint does something terrible to flesh.
Well, unless there's anything else going on at the moment, or you have any questions for me, probably gonna head over to one of the taverns.
I could smell the alcohol. Well, not smell, perceive. It's one of the only senses I've truly lost. Well, you have a good night. Do have one of the guards at the front take the mark off you. Never know what the peasantry will do.
It's a good call.
Let's go back to the man who's made a mistake.
Yes.
Who did?
So, what were you trying to play on your bagpipes? Like, what type of genre of it?
Oh, hang on. Add a link. That was what I was trying to play.
I'll take a look.
Nice track.
I see. Playing something similar, however. Unfortunately, there has been a death, and there's a number of people here drinking of that family. They look at you as you attempt to make a more lively tune, where they had originally been looking for a dirge. Their scowls seem very heavy as they look directly at you. One of the older men comments to another, "I should have known better than to hire a damn dwarf." You are essentially just sort of shooed out of the tavern.
Alright.
Liz is still not here, I see. That's fine. Did you have anything else you wanted to do? And also, I need a perception from you.
I'm just rolling like the extremes today.
Yeah.
Jesus.
1 or 20, nothing else.
You see a very familiar man, Gorister, particularly, marking a house outside the tavern. He looks over to you, sort of makes a hand motion that he sees you, and then goes over to another house down the way.
I'm so happy, guys. I figured out how to get this on my TV, play the sound and everything through my TV. This is awesome.
Congratulations.
Now I'm just chilling in bed.
Oh, there's no timestamps on when you said Liz was on her way home. God damn it.
It was like half hour ago.
I should assume soon then. Okay.
Ray's also on his way home. I'm not sure how much that matters.
Not as much as it used to. Now, as the four of you are spending the night in prison, Gustav is near your cell, basically watching over the group of you. Food was already served for dinner a while back, and Gustav himself is merely sitting there watching after having placed wards around the area. He speaks up for a moment. So, elves, I am aware that you knew each other before. The magic on both of you is very similar in construction. I know that the tiefling knows to both of you. The other, the human over there, I'm not quite sure of his connection. Could be just like Old Glenn and gotten caught up with you miscreants.
Wouldn't really consider us friends, a group. I guess maybe just some people that ended up traveling together.
But what of it?
Sorry, you broke up a little bit.
But what of it?
It's for my logs. I need to know. Especially with the hunt rounding the city.
Ah, I see.
We've had to lock down the central gates and the outer gates for the next week.
Are you guys anticipating an attack?
Not inside the walls, but any of those leaving the walls may be subject to them.
Has anyone been taken or attacked?
So, what was that?
Has anyone been taken or attacked?
The usual couple farmers outside, tending their fields long into the night. And I know you ran into the village of Merkin. Their usual sacrifice, I assume, was picked up as well.
Yeah, not the most pleasant of experiences.
Yeah, definitely not.
They've been given an offer to move to the main city, but they want to stay out there.
They were strange folk. The only one I really know is Arnis, and we didn't really meet until after the corruption spread.
The old elf timeline of events. Takes you 20 years to know a man when humans could get it done in a week.
Hello.
Well, Gustav is talking to the group of you at the moment in prison at night.
Okay.
Right.
Miss, you're That magical bit you have on you. Strange properties on that enchantment.
Talking to me?
You, yes. Unless the elves have suddenly, inverted their penis.
They may have.
They might.
Elves.
Shut it, human.
All I'd say is I've never seen their penis.
It's just for luck.
Just for luck.
It's a
He
dangerous world out
moves
there.
over to you, whispers to you. Luck doesn't probe the blood of those who wear it.
I never said it was for good luck.
He steps back and moves over to the other door. Well, there's no need to go posturing. Do that on the street, you'll end back here. I can guarantee it won't be as nice of an experience. You know Kristoff, right? He's the usual interrogator. Tends to use poisons, whips, razors, as is his custom.
Seems like a fun bloke.
Great at parties.
I don't doubt that.
You know, what's a party without a bit of bloodshed?
That's when you know you've been to a fun one.
He laughs, and it seems to hurt his chest as he does. So, with the city on lockdown, I'd suggest you find somewhere to stay. Maybe pick up an odd job or two. And you, Miss Fisher. There's a man over in the Merchant's Quarter, a detective who might need a hand.
Oh. Sounds like good to me.
For the other two, just try to avoid going to the Peasant's Quarter, or hide your ears if you do.
Do you not take kindly to us?
Some peasants think your ears can be ground up for medicine.
Subtle. Subtle.
They won't kill you, they'll just
Not
cut
the
off
sharpest
tips.
tools, are they?
They're peasants. Back when I lived up in Charmond, I saw some of them drinking from the ocean.
Ah.
Lovely.
Is there much of a tiefling presence in the city?
Very rare. Most of them exiled.
Hang on one second.
Rumor has it if you grind their noses, it's an aphrodisiac.
You can use their toenails as a numbing sort of medicine, I guess.
Primary aphrodisiac is primarily ground from halfling hair.
Alright, Gustav, that's the next day. What's the situation? When am I getting out of here?
You can leave in the morning. It'll be a morning in a few hours. Just sit tight.
Do you have any idea what kind of jobs we could get? Ways to pass the time?
I'd assume protection may be a bit of
Well, I was a blacksmith in the
craftsmanship.
army.
If you were staying longer than the lockdown, I'd suggest a tournament in a couple months.
Huh. What kind of tournament?
The usual jousting, sword fighting, archery. Some
Is there
feats
hand-to-hand
of
combat?
magic. Good old fist fight. I could. Let me think. Winter. Yes, there is one during the season.
Is there money involved?
There's always money involved. Whether above board or below,
if we're not looking to fight, how is the work in the city?
For a skilled craftsman or one with your set of abilities, it should be fine.
Okay.
Been a murder down in the Noble district. Insurrect's looking for a hand. Well, a series of murders.
Or where might I find work as a blacksmith?
Go up into the workshop section, just past the open air market.
Is there any wares your city is known for?
He seems to ponder for a moment. Foolishness?
I don't think you can really, claim the market on that.
With our steward, you'd be surprised.
What do you mean?
Man's a fool. Starting a war with the undead. Thinks Lathander's talking to him in his sleep.
Oh, okay.
Is there a training yard or dojo or martial arts center here that's in the city?
Some people in the barracks often host a fight club.
Who do I need to talk to about that?
Talk to old General Tychus.
And where is he located at?
I'm just going to point on the map for you.
Hey, Savage. Maybe you can ask them to show him your penis too.
They might go blind from it.
What, from straining too hard to look for it?
I can't teach the secret way of hidden dragon, hidden cock.
Strange. Strange southerners.
You're a slayer of bears. Maybe you could slay the snake.
It's been great talking to you, but I'll leave you in peace. The wards are up. I will see you in the morning.
Wait,
I have
one
question
more
before
quick
you go.
question.
Yes.
Exactly how much danger could I possibly be in for being a tiefling? Like, I'd like to avoid coming back for defending myself.
Stay away from the bad parts of the rows and you should be fine. They just might charge you an extra few silver for a drink.
Okay, and exactly how bad can it be if I need to defend myself?
If you're in the rows and you meet the wrong gang, well, you won't be coming here but the morgue.
Ah, okay. Good to know.
And if I wanted to inquire about magic or enchantment, where would I go?
Mages walk across the river.
Anybody in particular I should talk to?
Couple of the only tieflings around in the city, Aravan and his wife. Don't mind the sentries. Mages insisted on them. Said they're more dependable than guards.
Good night, my lord.
I'll see you all in the morning. Question for Rick and Landrick. Where did you end up sleeping?
Landrick went bio.
Okay.
Probably at that nearby tavern.
The Platinum Posy Tavern and Cabaret, indeed.
Yeah.
Where is he?
Noble District.
Oh, okay.
Twist of Fate, indeed. Can you give me a d20 roll, Landrick? You swear there's someone sleeping next to you the entire night. However, there's no one there whenever you check.
Sounds hot.
In the morning, the group of you are let out of your cells. The guard that lets you out of your cell notices that it wasn't locked. Fisher
Hmm.
gives you an eyebrow and then basically leads you on to retrieve your items, which the group of you do.
Awesome.
Excellent.
We'll start with any of you four that want to do anything specific.
I want to inquiry into the general about the fighting or the fight club.
Do you go there in the morning or midday?
Let's go in the morning.
Going up to his house, the house itself is rather well built, primarily out of brick. However, unlike most of the other houses in either the Noble District to the south or parts of the military district, the plaster is sort of flecked off, exposing the brickwork. You hear the sound of a man in the backyard sort of grunting and the sound of sword hitting wood. You can also hear a dog barking as well.
Is there like a fence?
There is a fence, yes. The fence itself is not very high and has a gate on it. Most of it's covered in ivy. It's easy to move, however, if you wish to.
I'm just gonna knock on the front door.
Eventually, someone comes to the front door. It's a man in what looks like a basically peasant clothes, but cleaner, unlike the usual peasant. He looks at you and says, "Who are you?" The master's in the back.
I'm here to talk to the general.
Tychus?
Yeah, I believe that was his name.
May I ask about what?
It's personal business.
Personal business. Can I get a name?
Then call me Ken.
Indeed. He closes the door and you can hear him go back. And you hear him very lightly say General Tychus, and then louder, and then yelling. Then you hear Tychus respond, what are you saying? I'm right here. Spot, quit that infernal barking. Hey, a man to see me? Is it Treticor? No. Ken? Fine, see him in through the gate. You are met at the gate. And the man lets you in. The backyard, aside from the bare area with the training dummies, has a large tree and various flowers and vines in a small garden. The general is an older man, perhaps you'd think about 60. Full beard, mustache, still wearing what looks like his actual plate mail, swinging a sword at a wooden dummy. His dog is about, a couple hands high, well, 2 hands high, and rather shaggy. Seems to sit on the floor and wag its tail while occasionally barking. Oh, hello. Ken, was it?
Yes, sir.
May I ask why you're here? I heard you were one of the ones pursued by the hunt or whatever. You know, I served with a hunt. Not sure which hunt. Which hunt? Which hunt were you pursued by? Old errands or
I think more of the evil type of hunt, sir.
evil? Can't recall a truly evil hunt. But either way, hello.
Hello, sir. I was told by a gentleman named Gustav that you know anything about some fight clubs or fighting.
Ah, yes, I love a good row. I organize a group every couple days. usually about 3. It gives people time to see a healer and the clerics. You know how it is.
I was wondering how I might be able to join in that.
He looks at you, puts the sword on the ground, takes off his gauntlets and his breastplate, leaves the top part of his helmet on, puts his fists up and says, quick bit of fun, huh? Bit of bare knuckle. We can find out if you're truly ready for the league.
You're kind of old, sir. I might hurt you.
I'm stronger than you think. He pulls up a sleeve, and you can see just a patchwork of scars going up it, as well as muscle pushing up against it.
All right, old man. If you want to fight, I have no problem fighting. I actually enjoy fighting, so let's do this.
Righto. Roll for initiative for me. I just want to see what you get. He's not going first. All right, you get the first blow.
Are we using fist only or no? No
Fists
weapons.
only.
Okay.
He's not trying to kill you, he's just trying to knock you out. You have the first action. He tells Fluffy to move over.
Fluffy.
All right, give me a second to get the holes down.
Yeah, you do, Spencer. I'll be handling other people's sections.
Hello.
Hi, Ray.
Hello. That is actually not enough to hit him as he bats your hand away.
All right, then I do my my key attack,
Which key attack?
the flurry of blows.
Mm-hmm. Then you do your roll for that.
All right, it's 2 unarmed attacks.
Which means you have to roll these? Yes, you do. So you got hit with the first one, and hit with the second one. Roll me an unarmed for each of those. Like the damage.
Yeah.
The blows land hard in his stomach. He briefly bends over, but you feel the sort of wall of muscle that he's still maintained there.
Also, I'm sorry. When using flurry of blows, I can pose one of the following effects on a target if they succeed on the dexterity row. Or if they must do a dex save. If not, they're knocked prone.
Okay.
Or they can do a strength save. I can push 15 feet away, but I'm gonna do the prone.
I want to try to do prone.
Yes.
And your DC? Your damage for that?
The target must succeed the dex.
Yeah, your key saving throw is 8 plus proficiency plus wisdom, so I need to get that number from you. Or I'll find it, either way.
What was the roll again?
You don't have to make a roll. Okay, so it's 8 plus 2 plus 3. Got it. So it's a 13. He's making a dex saving throw.
Yes.
Okay. He actually does fall over. He sort of says, "Whoa!" and falls, staggering back onto his back. He uses an action, it's not action, a bonus action from his feat in unarmed combatant, punches the ground and puts himself back up and makes a single attack roll at you.
Wow.
He does connect. I've checked your armor class. And hits you for 7 right across the jaw. You really do pack a punch there. Let's see what you've got in you. He makes a gesture with his right hand.
All right, I'll attack again.
That is not a hit. You may make your bonus extra attack, or I think you can spend another key to do a flurry.
I'll do the attack first, then go into a key.
It's only immediately after you take the attack action, so it's also a bonus action. You choose to do the key or the extra attack. So you choose to get 1 free attack or 2 free attacks, basically.
Okay, then I'll do the key then.
Okay, that brings you down a bit more. That one is not a hit. And the second is... that one is a hit. And you can roll the damage for one of them, and you can attempt to knock him prone or push him back again.
Okay, do I have to do the key attack again?
No, you did the 2 rolls, so just a 1d4 plus 3 from you. And I'll roll his save. A very good hit to center mass. And he makes the save and does not fall prone, merely being winded for a second. I need you to give me an opposed strength or dexterity test, using either athletics or acrobatics.
Okay.
You'll have to beat a 21, as he attempts to grapple you.
It's in your skills. Yeah.
Not having an
Ouch.
advantage, he still succeeds and holds the grapple. He then makes an attack with an advantage. He does not manage to actually hurt you with it, as excuse me,
He's a frail old man.
as winded from his previous attack. You have to make an action to break the grapple, or you can attack with a disadvantage, or not disadvantage, just attack.
I'll just attack.
Your bonus action is consumed by being grappled, however. That's definitely a hit. Tell me where
And
you're
then-
punching.
I'll punch him in the face.
All right. His nose does depress as you punch, and he begins to bleed from his face. He seems to be laughing the entire time this is going on.
Are you enjoying this, old man?
Of course! It's always good to get the blood flowing.
I'm
He's
enjoying it too
attempting
myself.
to throw you. He cannot manage to lift you over his shoulder, and the grapple breaks. He does, however, attempt to sweep your legs out as this fails. Can you give me a dexterity save using, yeah, it'd just be acrobatics, yeah. For the sweep. Successfully hopped over them, and you have an advantage on this attack. He looks winded, but not too badly hurt.
Do you give up, old man?
Yes, I yield. Age finally catching up with me. You'll be fine for the Fight Club. Why did you learn to fight like that?
I'm a soldier just like yourself.
Seen similar techniques from men of the South. I thought they were consumed by Oxford. Oh,
I'm
well.
originate from there. That's true.
You'll be fine. 2 days from now, meet at the Broken Axe Head. I'm having a small tournament.
What district is that in?
This very district, to the northeast. Just look for the large, and I mean large, axe head hanging as a sign.
All right, thank you, sir. Can you give me any potential advice what I'm up against there?
Well, we've got a man, about half the size of a damn house. Not literally, mind you. Known for his throws. We've got a rather sprightly fighter. I don't know where she gets the punch from. In general, do what you did against me. Just, remember they're not pulling any punches.
What you're saying is they're using weapons?
No. Strictly forbidden to use weapons. Only your fists.
Don't tell me you're holding back, old man.
Do you wish to see?
How about you join the club with me?
Afraid not. My job is to adjudicate.
This guy's like
Maybe.
fucking Master Roshi.
So what you're telling me you're holding back. Can you maybe train me for this fight?
Maybe we could spar a bit tomorrow. Or I
Alright.
could just show you.
You can show me now.
You see
I have
that
time.
dummy?
Yes.
He walks over to it, and he punches the wooden head off of it. You also notice a series of runes over his, under his arm. Not arm, under his, shirt. Old rune magic.
Can you
Not
show me how to
quite.
use this?
Not quite fair in a fight. You gotta get it embedded in your skin.
How'd you get yours?
Oddly enough, from a woman, tattoo artist, over in Whistling, Norog, particularly, right next to the mountains. Well, under the mountains. She was my paramour a good 40 years ago.
Interesting, that's good to know.
Really good with the magic up there. If you don't mind me, I'm going to have to clean up a bit before the missus gets home.
Same here, I need a rest.
You have a good day, Ken. Your last name?
Savage.
Fitting!
Thank you for having a good spar with me, old man.
Indeed. I'm going to have to build a new dummy. Who
You
else
also-
would like to do something? Go ahead.
No, I'm good.
All right. You can ask it in whisper and I'll respond.
Oh, Maury, is there any way that my arrows can be enchanted to do more damage? Maybe
Not in the same
sharpened
way.
or-
There are various spells that you will learn as a ranger that can do that. But best way I could do that is having you get like masterwork, like iron cord arrows or something along those lines.
Would they get a +1 to damage?
It'd probably be a +2 to damage, but no extra to hit.
That works. Where can I learn to do that?
You'd have to talk to some of the tradesmen up in the actual district.
In the trade district?
The green one.
The workshops and warehouses. Okay. Alright. Who may I speak to about possibly
You have guard?
crafting? Yes. You, guard.
Me?
Yes.
An elf talking to me? Alright. What do you want?
Where can I possibly learn how to craft better arrows for my bow? You see, I want to be able to make sure that my targets die when I hit them.
He hefts his heavy crossbow and says, "Oh, why use one of those things? Just get a good old machine for you. But if you're looking to make better arrows, you could always talk to the Aravins for a bit of magic, or maybe North Charmond Company does a few things with arrows. Maybe modify some bolts to be used in that bow of yours."
Interesting. And where would they be?
Aravins over in the Mage's Walk, and as for the North Charmond Company, they're up in the warehouse area. Talking to them, though, is not as easy. You know, businessmen.
Of course. What kind of people are they? Do you know?
You're talking about the company, or you're talking about the Aravin?
The company. I can always speak to the mages later, or the wizards. whatever they may be.
Slimy. It says, when Charmond had prison problems, they just shipped him off to an island to mine. A bit cutthroat, but who isn't in business, huh?
Of course.
They'll probably charge you half your arm, maybe a hand.
I doubt they want my hand.
Yeah, who knows what people do for an elf body nowadays.
Okay, I want to go there.
Going north to the Charmond Company. Moved you over.
Yeah.
The warehouse itself is very busy as various workers are moving things from wagons and onto wagons, various crates and objects. There appears to be a man standing there. He's got a small crop in his hand and is dressed very garishly. Purple on orange striped. He looks over to you, waves the crop for a second at someone else. Who are you? What are you doing here at the warehouse? I don't know you, and I know all my business partners.
I apologize for intruding on your premise. My name is Aranis Val Arende. I come to possibly inquire about creating new arrows for my bow, possibly stronger ones. You see, these are flimsy-ish and weak.
Indeed. All right, Eric Van Erickson. You wish to have better quality arrows for your bow.
That is correct.
All right. Give me a moment here. He shouts for someone rather harshly, and a very large, rather muscled man walks over carrying a large crate on his shoulder. What do you want, boss? Mr. Von Erickson over here needs better bolts. Do you have any more of the iron cord ones around? He thinks for a second. Says, "Yeah, we got some in the back of the warehouse." Erickson, how much are you willing to pay?
How much are you willing to sell them for? Because the amount that I'm willing to pay is obviously going to be less than 0.
Well, of course, less than 0. I wouldn't have you here. I'd have you drug off and taken to some island. He starts laughing at his own joke.
I laugh along with them just to get him into good spirits.
But seriously, I would have you drug off to an island if you tried to swindle me. About a good gold, maybe 2 for arrow.
Per arrow?
Per arrow. Quality iron cord. So you have to get the amount just right in there. The things won't fly.
Of course, of course. Can I do a persuasion to maybe knock him down just a tad?
Yeah, you can try. I was being entirely serious about the island, by the way.
I don't doubt it. It just seemed a little steep, but...
That's the price of quality.
Of course. No, you can't deny quality. I guess I will take a couple of arrows.
A couple? How many?
Would you be willing to make me a deal out of the kindness of your heart for a
Depends
stock of
on
them?
how many you're... Depends on how many you consider a stock.
A quiverful.
Good 20, then. What do you say? Normally that would be 80. I'll charge you 50. I'll give you a very deep discount.
I will take it.
That'll be 50 pieces of gold. As you pay him, he counts out each and every one, testing the the give of the gold before putting it into a pouch. All right. Eric Van Erickson, you have a good day. I have work to get back to. Bruno! He snaps the crop against his hand and continues to order the other people around as you are brought your arrows.
Very much appreciated.
He can't even hear you at this point. Who wants to go next?
Liz, are you there?
Sam can go.
You would like to go next? Okay. I'm actually going to ask Sam to go first because I have a thing for you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Oh, Maury, how much do these weigh?
For the 20? How much does
Yes.
a normal 20 weigh?
A normal 20... Well, the quiver itself weighs 1 pound. Each arrow is like 0.05. So I'm assuming like 1.
Make it 3 times as much.
Got it.
Also, Sam, you were looking to talk to Erevin?
Mm-hmm.
3 pounds.
Can you point to it?
You're given a... you don't have access to see that, do you?
Nope.
No, you do. You have the name tag.
Oh, I'm laying down. Oh, I can't really... No.
That's fine. You're right next to it.
Hold
I'll
on.
move you over.
Oh, there we go. I zoomed in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, before we go on, Maury, how much extra damage are these?
They do 2 extra damage on hit.
Got it.
But on miss, it's a loss of an arrow.
It's not the loss of an arrow. It's just that he doesn't get a bonus to hit.
Okay.
Anyhow, though. Going up to Erevin's enchantment, you see a basically an animated suit of armor with a sword stuck down the center, as you've seen a number of them in Mage's Walk. It's standing out there with its arms folded in front of the door. Not directly in front of, but next to. The door itself is made primarily of stained glass, and you can see small bits of glowing lights from inside. The door is, easily openable. It's not locked. This is a place of business, after all.
Okay. Walk on in.
Oh, how rare it is to see an elf, of all people, in my store.
Good
The
afternoon,
man
sir.
The man looks at you and leans over the counter. You can actually see his tail swish in the air a little bit. Ah. Been a while since I've had a... Are you an elf? The beard's throwing me.
I'll just smile at him and nod.
Strange. Anyhow, though, I assume you're here looking for an enchantment. Perhaps, judging by the look of you, some sort of enhancement to your weapon. Maybe maybe something for your armor. What little you have. Personal bit of armor.
I wonder, my friend, are you versed in the arts of transmutation?
That depends on what you want transmuted into what.
Okay, so I remove the axe and set it on... Is there a table in front of me?
Yeah, there's a
I
counter.
set it on the table in front of me, and then I remove my sword and lean it up against the same table. The sword once belonged to my older brother, and I carry it with me in his memory. The
Family
axe
memento.
is, let's just say, different, and was gifted to me from a companion that I traveled with to Lorik. I wonder, my friend, if you can transmute this or fuse it into my sword.
Let's take a look at this.
Oh,
Besides
before you
the-
touch it, and I hand him the glove, you might want to wear this.
Ah, a human skin. I see the stories about us tieflings are really true then. We just put this on and... Whoa. As he touches it, the edge lighting up and heating up. Impressive. Though I'm not sure if it's entirely magical. Let's take a look at the substance. You say you've been swinging around this thing, right?
Yes. Once or twice.
The whole thing is made of ceramic, like a pot. And metal? I'm honestly not sure. He takes a second and thinks. I could make something that would mimic this without the need for the rather ghastly glove of yours.
That could work.
Maybe bring out the attachment you have to your brother in your sword, maybe. Give me a moment. He goes back and you can hear him talking with his wife. Give me a perception if you want to figure out what they're talking about.
Okay.
I'm going to slowly make my way over to the Mage's Walk.
Okay. They seem to be talking about just the strangeness of a bearded elf carrying some weapon made of pot material, asking between each other, you have any idea how we could move whatever property makes that thing flare up over the... And she was like, no, I honestly no clue. I've never seen something like it. Could always cut him a deal, enchant his weapon in exchange for that for study. He comes back out, pushing the drapes apart. You're in luck, my friend. I can enchant your weapon, but I cannot move what's on that axe over. Just need a very simple bit of work here. He asks you to try to think hard about your brother. If you really want this to work, you're going to need to think hard about your own sibling. However, I would love to study the axe, perhaps for the duration of the lockdown.
For science, right?
Of course, for science. If you need, I can sign it in a magical ink that I will not destroy or sell your property.
Sure. If I need it, I may come back for it, but you may hold on to it for now.
Indeed. I will be studying its properties while we do. And
I would also like to know anything that you may discover about it.
we'll
For
do.
science, of course.
Of course, of course. It's not often I get to examine something of this peculiar quality. Now, as for your sword, your brother's sword, I need you to think of your brother while I do the ritual. He sprinkles various powders and substances onto the blade, usually like powdered crystal or other gemstones, then takes a hand and squishes the crystals into the blade as he finishes the incantation. The blade seems to sing as it finishes. Ah, it seems your brother did care about you. This blade should allow you to gain some measure of protection when holding it. Mechanically, this is a +1 version of the sword, and on critical hits, you gain 1d6 temporary hit points.
Okay.
It's a shield, basically, whenever you critically strike.
Okay. Hold on.
Now, we go
No
to...
damage change, right?
It's a +1 weapon now for magic. So the magic bonus is a +1.
So I just add...
I'll do
How
it.
does that work? You'll do it? Okay.
Look at your character sheet while I do it. See how you have your greatsword, magic bonus, +1.
Ah, aha, I see. Okay.
And let me
I
just
will-
quickly...
Oh, Does that mean for my bow that I have equipped in the ranged weapon slot, I would add the +1 to it because since it's a magic weapon?
You just do that. There you go.
Does my sword glow, Maury?
Do you what?
So does my sword glow?
When it activates, it does. Otherwise, it's a very slight, faint luminescence.
Okay.
It emits a dim light up to basically half a foot.
Sure.
It's not particularly shining. Does anyone else have anything else they want to do before I go to Mina's section?
I'm not done yet.
You're not done yet? What did you have to do?
I was actually going to do two things
I'm gonna be right back a second.
that are involved, I think, in the same place.
That are involved with what?
They're in the same place. I'm going to walk over to this district, the trade district,
Yeah.
and look for what appears to be a blacksmith.
Appears to be a blacksmith here.
Oh, wait, can I sell in the open air market? Actually, I'm going to do that.
You can sell things and do business there.
Okay.
Take care of that in Whisper, however.
Okay, that's fine.
Or we'll do that post-session, rather. Would be an easier way to handle
Okay,
that.
that's cool with me. Sure.
Yeah.
So then I'm going to look for what appears to be a blacksmith.
You'll find it up there, yes. Basically near where Sweet is, if you want to find a blacksmith that's actively working.
Okay. Now I walk into the blacksmith.
Sweet is also there. The two of you arriving around similar times. Or is Spencer dead?
I'm here.
Okay. Surprisingly,
owner
the
of
person
this
working the bellows and the actual like anvil at the moment is a human woman.
I approach her.
She busily is hammering away at what looks like a hammer, like an actual war hammer, shaping the end of it. She says, "Can't stop. Gotta keep, working on this. If I stop now, the thing won't harden right. So, what do you want?
Where's your
You and your
boss?
friend over there. You'll have to speak up. I can't hear you over the pounding.
Where's the boss?
I am the boss.
I was a
Brothers on
skilled
some-
blacksmith in the army before, well, I'm sure you know, judging by my appearance.
Beard
I'm
through me,
looking for
but I
work
see the
to
ears.
pass some time.
Wish to work under me? That's fine. Can set up the second forge. Take a couple days, though.
No problem.
Now for your
I just
friend.
wanted to swing by.
At least I think he's your friend. I see him grinning.
I'm
He's
gonna
a bit of
pull
a
out
drunk, but sure.
a rib cage from an Urgul and 3 wolf masks and just lay them on the table.
She actually moves the warhammer and quickly quenches it and then sets it down. What in the hells is that?
I need you to turn this into armor. I will pay.
But all of it? The masks included?
Yeah, I think they'd make really nice pauldrons.
That's going to take quite some time, and what the hell is that thing?
You know, I don't know myself.
I'll try. I may have to inset those onto a breastplate.
Well, that's fine.
It's going to cost you a little bit, but honestly, just for a chance to work with the damn thing. Could I keep one of the masks if you need pauldrons?
Yeah, go for it.
Fine, we'll make a deal. I get to keep a mask and any leftovers from the chest thing. Is that blood
I
in
have
there still?
returned.
Probably.
Whatever. It's a chance to work with a new material.
Where are you, Sweet?
It's going to be 20 gold and anything left over and that one mask.
The
Yeah,
hell
that's
do you have
fine.
so much gold, sweet?
We started off pretty well off, actually.
Paladins.
Oh, paladins get bonus gold?
They're one of
Paladins
the
don't spend
richest.
money.
What was that?
So it's like paladins rarely spend money.
Okay.
It's a role
I was
play
just
thing.
curious. So you started with 50 gold. That's the first you really spent. Okay.
Well, he also dumped like 10
100
frickin' plat into a. Anyhow, though, where was I? Does anyone at all have anything before I move into Mina's section? And does Mina want to drag anyone along into this section?
I'll be back in a few days.
Well, there's nobody left in the military district.
Yeah, I
I'm
know,
heading
but
towards the tavern,
assuming
so
you
maybe
were
she'll run into me.
gonna grab
I'll be
anyone,
right
would
here.
you have grabbed anyone?
I
I'm-
probably would have asked Landrick to come for the maximum hilarity.
There is one last thing that I wanted to do, actually.
Go
I
on.
wanted, I wanted to speak to... Well, since I'm already in here, I want to walk over to one of these mages, or whoever's in the Emerven Enchantments building.
Oh, Erebins, yes.
Yes. I walk in and I wait for one of the people in there to like acknowledge me. I don't want to
The
be
man
rude.
steps out again, says, "A second elf, no beard this time."
Ah, yeah, no beard. I see you've met my friend.
You're friends with that one? Interesting sort. Left his axe here for me to take a look at.
What a generous man. Now, what I wanted to come in and inquire about is I have these brass rings, and there's 17 of them that I have in my bag. Would you mind taking a look at them to see if maybe there's any special value in them at all? Any sort of magic?
Alright, let's take a look. First thing he does is he gets out a rod and puts all 17 rings on the rod. Then he looks at it, says, that's not going to work. Next, he threads a string through them. And then he closes the string off with a knot. The string itself immediately turns to silver, a silver chain. That's strange. I'm honestly not sure what the point of these was. Perhaps someone learning magic for the first time. A bit of transmutation left over in them. Interesting novelty, at least. I'd assume that silver's worth at least its weight in coin. Let me take a look at it. And as he undoes the clasp, the silver stays silver. Do you mind if I try with a second bit of string?
By all means, go ahead.
He does, and it does not. It does not change at all. The string stays. Oh, it appears that the enchantment lost its charge. Well, you've got a chain of silver.
Now, one more item. I have this lupine mask, if you will. I hand him over the lupine mask that we found from the ambush.
He looks at it, doesn't touch it. He looks over at you, very serious. Fought the hunt, huh?
I'm not going to say anything at this point.
That's the only way you're going to get one of those masks. Hounds wear it. Either way, thing acts as a bit of a... Actually, this one seems to have lost its charge. Are you branded?
I show him my hand, and I don't speak at all.
That's a rather nasty one. Dear, will you come back here, please? The other tiefling comes out. She looks to be perhaps about 30, 35, compared to his 40. And he looks at, that's not he, but she looks at the brand and goes, Summer Court? That's a pretty bad one you've got there. You're lucky the winter's coming.
It would seem so.
In a week or two, the season should change, and the hunt will be under new leadership. Same man heads it, and it doesn't appear you angered that one. But the Winter Court will have sway over them. I'd be careful during the spring and summer.
Very much appreciated. This information is very useful.
As it is. Was there anything else you'd needed? Wanted to buy, perhaps?
Unless you perhaps have any sort of maybe armor or a quiver that would increase my agility or make me more dexterous, if you will.
Don't run any of those types of enchantments. Normally I manage to sell little luck charms to the peasants here. Things for the clerics.
Well, show me your wares. I am more than happy to take a look. If I find something interesting, I will shell out the coin for it.
Indeed. He walks over through the store, showing various items, as well as a small pendant with what you would assume would be a potion vial, but it's got a bubbling red substance in it. The substance can be seen through, however.
What is that?
That, my friend, is a quick pick-me-up. A little bit of restorative tonic, enchanted to be infused directly into the body. The moment you fall in combat, it will immediately restore as much as a potion would have, just without having to do any drinking. You know, in case of a brigand garroting.
I see.
Mechanically, it's a reactive health potion on a necklace.
Okay, so that means like if I were to fall below a certain
Hit 0 or lower.
Oh, okay. How much would that be?
He thinks for a moment, looks down at your hand occasionally while he's doing so.
As you can probably tell, I might need it.
Not sure how much it will actually save you, but for one in your predicament, I do feel rather sorry. Tell you what, 30 pieces of gold, that's 20 off of the usual potion, and much cheaper than the enchantment.
Fair enough. Okay. I will buy it.
All right. You have a good day.
Let's
And
see.
best of luck. Outside of the city, that is.
Much appreciated. Thank you very much, sir.
Indeed. Over to Mina Fisher.
Now, real quick, Maury, it's 10 gold to 1 platinum, right?
Platinum. Mm-hmm.
Alright. And it was 30.
Yep.
Can I take away 3 platinum instead of the gold?
That works.
Alright, done. How much does a pendant weigh?
Pendant weighs a negligible amount, essentially.
All right. And it heals as much as a potion, right?
Yeah, 2d4
So 2d4.
plus 2.
All right.
Okay.
Awesome.
To give you a refresher, you were basically given an offer by Gustav to assist a man named Enseric with a murder investigation.
And I remember when I was questioned by Kristoff, he said the guild was going to start supporting me again.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to go and swing by to visit Kristoff first and see exactly what he meant.
Kristoff also has duties to the steward. He would not be available till later at night.
Oh, okay. Then Is Gustav still there?
Gustav is still there for the moment.
Gustav, before I leave, could you tell me more about this detective that's working a murder?
Strange lad, Enseric. Used to be part of your guild. You people. Till recently, when he started doing detective work. About 2 years back. Murders in the Twist of Fate. Beyond that, he's a critical man, and still not well liked by the guards.
Fair enough. All right. Well, I thank you for the information.
Speaking of your guild, we have a halfling from that in town. You might know him.
Oh.
You came from Corhagen, correct?
Correct.
One Alton Taupe, currently at the auction.
At the auction? Where's that?
Over in the merchant's quarter. Rich man, apparently. Got some strange items up for sale.
He's got the market quite cornered. I'm not surprised.
Called it lightning in a bottle.
Sounds pretty rare. I wish him luck.
I'll find it, especially since we've got people from Whistlewind down here.
Alright, so do I need to deal with anybody crossing into the Nobles District?
Yes, actually. Can you give me not a stealth, give me a dexterity save. Give me a perception roll. You notice every now and then that a house is marked with a symbol of 2 S's perpendicular to each other, with a circle over them.
Okay.
You also notice that you are being followed. You're not sure by who, but only that someone is watching you.
Do you have
Okay.
access to see Alex character bio or no?
Give me a moment.
Now that we know he's here.
Fine. There you go.
Oh, before I leave, Gustav, I want to ask him where Enseric is.
Where he lives, or
Where he would
currently
be
is?
found today.
Nobles District.
Okay.
Lady Illisen's been killed.
Sounds rather dreadful.
You'll know more of it when you get there.
Okay. So I'm opting to head there.
Okay.
Okay, you move me.
Yeah, I did move you. Apparently word that you were coming here got out ahead of you, and the guards sort of watch you pass.
Okay. I'm also, a tiefling, so. Hello? Anyone in here?
I'm actually going to move you to another map.
Oh, okay. Everyone can see this or just me?
Everyone can see this. It's fine.
Okay.
Welcome to Lady Illisen's home. In front, you see a man in what looks like a long jacket with what looks like small plates on various parts of it. He's currently talking to two guards in front of the building. And let me put you on the map as well,
That'd be good.
as I just leave you off the map and make you watch everything like a monster.
Yes. It's okay, I could ping where I was standing during this
It's
conversation.
constantly ping. I paste you onto the field.
Ah, there I am. Alright, are we good to go?
Yeah. As you get closer, you hear Ansaric yelling at the man to the south that he's got papers showing that he's supposed to be here, which he is currently waving in their faces. Are you people sodding illiterate? Guards don't even respond. You, can you read this aloud for them? They won't believe me.
Alright. I go up and I take the papers and I look at them.
By the authority vested in me by the steward of Larek, I am to investigate this building, I being Ansaric Avalad.
Oh. Seems you were the man I was supposed to go find.
Strange. Let's see if they'll move now. It sounds official. Let me see that seal again.
I hand off the papers to the guard.
Looks about right. Sure you didn't tamper with it, demon?
I would be much more skilled than I am if I could have done it in front of you.
Oh, I don't know. These vises are awfully tiny.
You're always welcome to take off the helmet and take a look.
And you bewitch me with your demon magic. Go on.
And sir, Gustav mentioned you might need an assistant. It was either this or I look for a fisherman.
A fisherman?
I'm not even sure how much fishing you could actually get done, but my father was a fisher.
Ah. Father was a fisher. Indeed. Ah. The river here is still pretty pure. It should be fine if you wish to fish here. However, I have more pressing matters, particularly 3 murders.
Well, I do have a bit of talent in investigation. If you need an assistant, I'm always more than pleased to help.
You look where I'm not. We'll talk afterwards.
Fair enough.
The room is actually quite nice, aside from the table having been completely flattened. The guard there looks at you with distrust. You also see that the windows around here have been blown outward.
Okay.
Tell me what else you're looking at, aside from the fact there's splintered chairs and all that. The door was also blown inward by some sort of force.
I just want to take a general look around the room and see if there's like anything that stands out first.
Okay.
Do I need to roll investigation?
I need to check something.
Oh, okay.
Things you notice right off the bat without having to make a roll. The whatever happened here was clearly magical. The victim in the corner seems to have not lost any blood until they came to their resting place. and the explosion only seems to have affected the glass, the chairs, and the table.
But not the walls.
There's no sign of burning either.
Okay. Weird blown in door, crushed table, blown out glass. Alright, are there any weird smells going on?
Ozone.
Ozone, okay. Well, I'm gonna approach the guard. Hello, I'm helping.
The guard seems to have moved a chair over from somewhere else in the building, and is currently sitting on it, his back to you.
Excuse me, guard.
Yes, I wasn't sleeping. I wasn't sleeping, sir.
That's okay. I'm assisting in service. I was wondering what you could tell me about what's happened here.
Well, it's like this. We heard a big bang, then another, then another. Then we came in here, 3 bloody corpses, and Lady Ellison dead at the top. Blood all over the place. Hear the boom at least maybe 600 feet away.
Okay. Let's see. Well, exactly when did this happen?
Yesterday. Was told not to move the corpses till we got investigators here. Doesn't mean I can't move the furniture. Indicates the chair.
Well, that's not always the best idea because there might be clues on the furniture that we could have missed because you've moved it from where it was originally. Where did you get this chair from?
Upstairs. Chair's
Upstairs.
mostly uptacked upstairs.
Well, if it's all right with you, I'd like to take a look at it really quickly.
All right. He gets up and sort of proffers the chair towards you.
Alright, I'm gonna try to take a look at this chair and see if there's anything going on with it.
Chair seems damaged, like weather damaged. The ceiling, paint used on it is cracked in various places.
Would you say the good lady was fairly well off, or maybe hard on her times?
Very well off. Didn't like to flaunt it, however, so I'm not sure if the chair's been damaged for a while or if this is new.
Oh, okay. So, but the house itself is quite nice, I see.
It's a very nice house.
Alright,
Even the
fair enough.
floorboards don't even creak.
Pardon?
The floorboards don't even creak.
Okay. Can I roll to investigate this chair further if there's anything
If you want to,
particular about
yes.
it? Alright.
Inside some of the areas where the ceiling has popped up, looks like water.
Water in the chair?
In the areas where the ceiling has popped up, the wood looks kind of wet. Where the sealant has cracked open.
Okay. Did you happen to spill anything on this?
No, haven't had a damn drink in here for a day.
Alright. Well, thank you. Here's your chair back.
He sits back on it rather heavily.
And what can you tell me about this young lady here?
Well, when we found her, she was a little bit on her side. We put her back up before the order came down from headquarters.
Okay. Why did you feel the need to move her?
Oh, it ain't right to see a lady laying like that.
Fair enough. I'm
Legs all splayed out.
So you not only propped her up, you've made her more decent looking.
Oh, well, of course. I mean, why wouldn't I?
This might offend your sensibilities. I am going to have to take a look at her body, and I'm going to have to manipulate her.
All right. I'll look away.
Thank you. Alright, I'm taking a look at the body, seeing if there's
On
anything
the inside of the legs are a number of contusions. More like a solid contusion. As if something very forceful hit somewhere around, you'd say right where the table was at some point, as if she were sitting on it.
Is sitting on top of it?
No,
or
the
sitting?
chair. On a chair, excuse me.
So sitting at the table in a chair?
Yeah, sitting at the chair. Sorry. If you move her clothing, you see that the same bruise seems to cover all of what would have been facing the table.
Okay.
The eyes themselves seem to have been pushed inward into the skull.
Okay.
It looks very much as if this was some sort of magical explosion.
Okay. Is there anything else of note on the body?
A small sack of coins, but that's about it.
I'm going. Let's see.
That would be sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand. No, I think I'll opt to leave it. Alright, excuse me, good guard.
Oh, yes?
Would you happen to know maybe who might be powerful enough to cause an explosion like this?
Well, it's magic, right? I thought it was magic. It's magic, isn't it?
There are a lot of indicators that there's magic involved, but this is a lot of magic for one person.
Well, we got the people from Whistling down here. They're on board, and we got that damn skeleton from Oxford sitting at our own embassy. Other than that, a couple in the Mage's Walk are pretty strong. Gustav, he's rather good with magic.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. And I want to take a look at the table, see if I can glean any clues from it. Do I need to roll again or no?
No.
Okay.
The actual top of the table would have splintered if it hadn't collapsed straight down.
I am going to try and pry the table off, see if I can flip it over if there's nothing on top of it.
Give me a strength roll.
Unskilled strength?
Unskilled strength.
Ooh.
As you attempt to pull it up, it groans and creaks as you realize that the center pole of the actual table has been pushed down into the floor.
Ah, okay. Guard, can you help me lift the table? There might be something underneath it.
Sure, yeah, of course. Together, you're able to pull up the table, and you hear a sort of wet noise as you do so. Underneath the table is the squished remains of a cat.
Ah.
There
That's
also
what-
seems to be a shoe and what looks like a small ruby.
I'm gonna look at the shoe. Does it match the woman?
It does seem like a similar shoe to the woman's, but it's not hers.
Exactly how many people were here last night?
From what I heard, there were about 4. One of the ladies came to get us and said she didn't have a shoe on. She came to screaming and babbling, though. We've got her over with Gustav now.
So, she presumably must have been sitting fairly close to this table.
I think so.
Okay.
Once she's able to talk again, you might want to go do some detecting.
I prefer to call it investigative work.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, thank you for your help.
Glad to be a help.
Alright. Is there anything relevant at this table?
That table, it appears to be food from the night before. None of it has been taken.
Okay.
Outside of what was accounted for from other parts of the room.
Okay. Alright.
Sorry, as you're moving, and Sarek moves over and looks at the crushed cat. So go ahead.
No, I'll wait for Sarek.
No, it's nothing big. I'm just mentioning that he's looking under the table at the moment.
Okay, well then while he's crossing over, I want to take a closer look at the store.
Door is splintered, the metal on the hinges ripped off. The impact point was somewhere around the shoulder of what you think would be a normal-sized human male.
possibly reinforced blow, maybe? Hard to say.
There's no sign of blood as if someone had punched it. Again, it looks like more magic at work. Can you give me an investigation roll? You see the faint traces of water, again, where the impact happened.
Okay. Not quite sure what to make of this, but I'll take a look at the other body. Alright, hello, guard.
Hello, miss.
What can you tell me about the scene that's happened here?
Well, the lady here, she seems to have been killed on the couch. Reclining, as it were. Must have fallen asleep. She had a glass of spirits next to the couch.
Spilled?
The glass is still standing. I haven't touched nothing.
And what can you tell me about the scene that you've walked into?
Oh, it's right awful. The biggest thing I've noticed was the difference in the way that the young ladies were killed.
What do you mean?
Well, you look at that one, it looks like all the water's been pulled out of her.
Is he talking about the one near me or the one across the room?
The one
Okay.
near you.
Okay.
Each one killed in a different way.
And the other?
The one upstairs,
The one that you can see from where we're standing.
real bad bruising. Busting of the blood arteries. He tries to talk and he just can't quite. He doesn't have the learning to use the words he wants to use.
That's fine. And so were you first here? When
Second.
second, okay. Who was
Well,
first here?
First here, well, he's upstairs right now with the captain.
Ah, okay. About what time was this?
Well, the first boom was reported around midnight.
Okay.
Elaine in the front says he heard it a little earlier, though. He keeps watching the portcullis.
Okay. Well, if I want to take a look at this rug he's standing on, is there anything unique about it?
Give me an investigation, aside from the fact that the rug itself is very dry.
Okay.
There's something very strange in a couple places. The rug seems to have been depressed by feet and snapped and broken.
What do you mean snapped and broken?
As if when the water was pulled out of our poor lady there, it also pulled any moisture out of the rug and the fibers.
Ah, okay, so it's got dry section.
Yeah, incredibly dry to the point that stepping on it breaks the fibers. But unfortunately, there's been so much movement through here that there's just a patchwork of footprints.
Ah, okay. Other than that, is there anything else on top of it?
Not really, actually, no. Oh,
Okay.
there is one thing. There
Oh,
is one
okay.
thing. Sorry, I just need a second. I'm having a bit of a coughing problem.
That's cool.
Now I want coffee.
I should hope these rolls are good anyway. I freaking have expertise in investigation.
Dear God, they're fucking good. Good job.
Looking around, you see something out of the corner of your eye. Underneath this table, it's yellow.
Yellow, huh? Bit weird that this table's still standing, don't you think?
It's a bit strange, but the whatever exploded's over on the other side of the room.
Alright, well, I stoop underneath and I take a look at whatever the yellow thing is.
It's a sponge.
Like, kitchen sponge?
Like sea sponge, which is, proto kitchen sponge.
Are they okay? Is this being used as a sea sponge, like